Rough day task in Harbor, Quebec. Hello there everybody and welcome back to another exciting episode of SnowRunner here at OpenFed Gaming. I am the OpenFed. We are just leaving the gas station in Everton on the harbor map of Quebec, and we were supposed to be heading back to the garage, but we got a call from dispatch asking if we could head north up towards there's a little detour on the way to the port area, and there's a couple of garbage containers there, and they wanted to know if I could go over there and pick them up and deliver them to the port unloading site. So I said, sure, let's go and give it a shot. It's just up the road here, not a long ways away, and it's mostly paved driving here, so it's a fairly easy drive. And we needed a truck with a crane. So luckily we happened to be over on this side of the map with the PLAD, because if we would have had the Avonhorn, we would not have been able to do the job because we got no crane. So, but we got the PLAD, so off we go. Now we're just got a little ways to go up the road, and then there'll be a detour on the left-hand side. Now, as I understand it, one of them, well, see the markers are on the screen showing that there's two garbage containers up ahead. Now the way I understand it, one is on the top of the hill and the other one is halfway through the bypass. So what I think we're going to do is we'll take the one on the bypass in the little detour area first, just in case it's in the way, in case we grab the top one and then we try and go through there. So we'll go that way. We'll go that way. So the bypass is right over here, and we're going to turn off the road to the left. It's a little rocky goat trail that we've been over a few times. Now it doesn't get any less challenging when the more times that you do it. You still get a little bit of damage off and on if you go too fast. If you hit any of the big boulders, they will bounce your truck a little bit, and it could, if you're close enough to the edge, could bounce you right off. Now over here I always went up top to go through anyhow, because down at the bottom there's a little bit of an angle area that's really hard to pass through. So every time I've gone through this area, I've come up to the top here, which is where the garbage can happened to be. So yeah, we're gonna kind of push it over with the front of the truck, because we have to be in line with that little ramp going down, as you can see. Now we'll activate the anchors, because these garbage bins are sometimes a little heavy, and it's over a little ways to the side, so I don't want to tip the truck over. So we'll just use the anchors for the time being and pull it up with the crane, kind of straighten it out just a little bit, and slowly lower it down on the deck. And that is garbage container number one. And then we restore the crane, pack our cargo, and away we go. And as you can see, if you would not have gone up here, down below there to the left, it's a little bit of an angle, and it's still a little bit of a little bit of damage there. See, it's a pretty rough ride. Well, maybe that's why the task is called a rough day. So now we're gonna try and negotiate the rest of this detour. But like I said, I've been through here before, but that doesn't make it any less challenging. It's still a tough little ride. You don't want to get too close to the left-hand side. I don't know if any of those rocks are breakaway rocks, and if you get too close, you could slip off. Lots of things to consider, but the main thing to always remember when you're driving in SnowRunner, especially when you're driving on little areas that take a little bit of expertise, slow down. If you slow down, most of the time you're gonna be okay, because any trouble spots, you're gonna see them before you get into them, and even if you do get into them, you can usually back out of them before you generate too much trouble. Now if you go too fast, you're gonna be in trouble up to your chin before you know it. So you don't want to do that. I know, because I've been there. And now, especially with situations like ice crossings or stuff like that, I always go extra slow, make sure that I don't fall through. But we don't have anything like that to worry about today here. Just use a little bit of common sense, keep the truck on the road, and we're almost over at the port to deliver the first garbage container. Now, luckily enough, the PLAD, as with a few other vehicles in the game, they all have chains, so I don't have any trouble whatsoever on this ice road. There's a few other vehicles that don't have chains. I've been over this with the Tuz and I could do it. He doesn't have any chains, but sometimes he does kind of slide over to the sides, and it's really irritating. It's not a lot of fun to drive a vehicle that you can't, that's difficult to control. Anyhow, we got the PLAD, and just up ahead here is the unloading zone. And it's right over here. And then we got to go back, travel through the detour on the other side, and then go up the hill and grab the other one. So we're just gonna back her up over here and head back out on the road and try and get this job done before sundown. It is a little bit of a late delivery today, but that's okay. We're gonna be able to get it done before the day is done. We're halfway there, so not one delivered. Just gonna go back up and get the other one. And there again, like I said, you know, the ice road, fairly easy to drive on if you got a truck that's got chains. So all of this is just a matter of driving to get from point A to point B. And only the real difficult part of this particular task is that little detour. He's kind of a pain, and if you make one mistake, that could end your job for today. You could fall off the cliff, and then you're going to have to recover to the garage and start all over again. Well, we don't want to do that. We'd like to finish this job, so we're going to take our time and make sure that we do it in the first try, the first go ahead. And we're back up to the little detour area here. And we're just going to point the truck downhill. There too, whenever you go down any of these steep hills like this, just don't give it any throttle, let it go, put it in a low gear. Well, I've got it in automatic, I should have had it in low. And that way the engine will hold the truck back itself, and then every once in a while you give it a little bit of throttle. But especially when you're angled from side to side, it doesn't take much to tip your truck, so you want to really go slow until you flatten out a little bit again. Just to get through that little problem area. Then up ahead here, by the rocks, there's a great big crack in the rocks, and if you had a single front axle truck, your front wheels will fall in that crack, and you might not be able to push your way out of it because you fall in front end first, right? It's right in between those two rocks, those two flat rocks right in front of us there. But with the twin steer, the front wheel will fall in, but the back wheel is still on solid rock, which is my reason for liking the twin steer as much as I do. And they're a little bit more stable of a vehicle. So anyhow, back here again, so we're just going to go back up the top. Like I said, I don't like to use that area down below because it's just too much of an angle. I tried it once before, and I can't remember which truck I used, but I tried it with a truck, and I just about slid right off the side of the rock there, the side of the hill. So I just keep going, using the top part. If you're adventurous and you think you can do it, give it a shot, and let me know what happened. Let me know if you made it through. Like I said, I did, but I don't want to do it again. We're going to climb up out of the other side here, and then we're going to turn a sharp left to go back up the hill, out towards where the rock slide or snow slide, I'm not sure exactly what's covering the rock. Up. We're going to go in the direction of whatever is obstructing the road. Now we got to get around this little, I don't know what they call those little markers that show that there's construction up ahead, and we're not going to worry too much about the pylons. We're just going to drive over top of them. We got to try and get around this guy. We can't get around him on the left hand side, so we're going to have to get around him on the right hand side. Right there. Just like that. Now I don't know where this bin is, but I'm sure the marker will show us when we get up there. So there it is right there, right at the beginning. Oh, see, and it's a big rock slide. That's what it is. You can see it up ahead there. Well, we're not going to get through that, so the detour is the only way we're going to be able to do that. So now, once again, same idea. Put the anchors out, get your crane up, pick it up, and put her on the back, strap it down, and let's go deliver this baby. Just like that. And like I said before, you don't have to get it quite straight on. I happen to get really lucky there and got it almost perfect. But you don't have to do that because the game, when you pack it, will put it straight exactly where it needs to be. And now we can back her up and head down the hill. Hit the bypass and deliver the last load in a late delivery and report. There we go. What a beautiful truck to drive. Nice and solid on the ground, lots of power, great traction, just an all-around wonderful truck to drive. Great asset for your fleet in your garage in SnowRunner. Now we got to crank it tight right here. We're going to have to jockey it back and forth. Obviously, we're never going to make that turn in one shot. It's okay. As the sun, you can see, is starting to go down. And there's a few birds around, I see. Oh, look at them. There's a whole bunch there. Cool. And our little black arrow and the yellow diamond is back up again saying, come on, Fed, let's get that load of garbage over here and get it delivered so we can call it a day. But we don't want to go too fast. We want to take our time through here because, like I said, this is the hard part, because if you hit a rock wrong, it'll just bounce you over, right? And whenever I go up this little hill here, a lot of times I stick too close to the left-hand side and hit the edge of the rocks, and that can give you problems. All sorts of little things that can ruin your day for you if you're not careful. But we're going to do our best not to let that happen. Come down that little ramp on the other side here. We're going to try and go a little bit slower because last time we got a bunch of damage. Not really a big problem, but we're going to try it a little bit slower because there's no need to incur unnecessary damage. And you can see the truck is wanting to flip to the left, because it's at such an angle. So like I said, and here too, I keep trying to steer to the right, but it keeps sliding over, and it just, there's nothing you can do but just to go slow. Just to go slow and take it easy. But we're almost out of it. Coming up around the corner, we can see the port once again. And almost through the little detour area, just that one little spot just up ahead here. And this is why I like to use the Avonhorn. The Avonhorn's got such a low center of gravity. It's even lower than this one. And it's got a nice wide stance, and with that, it makes it really difficult for it to flip over from side to side. This one is pretty good. He's pretty stable on the ground, so anyhow, we're going to be climbing up out of here, and we're going to be back up on the road. And once we hit the road, it's just a little cruise going into the port. Another quick task done in Harbor, Quebec. We're slowly starting to pick them off one at a time, but like I said before, we try to fix roads and do individual tasks, and then we start checking out the contracts. Once we have a little bit more of a free wheel on the map itself, so we can go where we go, and we have a little bit better knowledge of where we can go, then you know where you can pull some of those big traders and where you can't. Get a little bit of an understanding of the map and the vehicle that you're driving. Anyhow, absolutely love this one. It was fantastic. It's a nice, quick little job, and the graphics look great. Gameplay is fantastic. Really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the video and hope you got a little bit of information out of it, maybe a tip or a trick. And if you just came to watch just for the fun, absolutely fantastic. Come and watch, share them with your friends, like it, and hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of the upcoming videos. And we got some good ones coming up. Until then, we've been driving in the PLAD 450 in the rough day task in Harbor, Quebec, with me, the Old Effect.